Hello and welcome to episode 4. I'm Warren Johnson and it's episode 4 of Dallas Watch. Today we're going to talk about, let me put my spectacles on as my grandmother used to call them, government shutting down a car wash. Well, it's not specifically a car wash. We're going to branch out a little bit further than that, but you get the idea. And it's city government shutting down a car wash, not the federal government, which is usually who we think is going to shut us down, or a business down, or a state government. It's a city government. The city government, I don't know if any of you recall this or remember seeing it in the news, but it's a car wash over off MLK and I believe I-45, that neck of the woods over near Madison High School. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. And it just happens to be a place where people gather and they do bad things. And the bad thing is mainly just drugs, I believe, selling drugs, using drugs, getting a little out of hand, sometimes having some fights and so on, and there may have been actually was a murder there, which I think was the final straw. But a murder is not the fault of an owner of a piece of property unless that owner actually pulled the trigger. So the city of Dallas, the Dallas government, the city manager, and I don't understand under what authority, I guess some kind of code violation, shut him down for all this crime. And the poor guy, he would call every time that there was criminal activity, but the police wouldn't show up. They were short of police. The city is short of police because the city's not hiring police. So he's being damaged and punished for something the city's doing, and the city's punishing him. And so it just gets ludicrous. And there's other examples of this. There's an apartment complex I'm aware of in northeast Dallas. The poor owner out there, I mean, he's being inundated with, and he sees it all the time, people dealing drugs out there. He tries to stop it. He's hired an off-duty policeman. I think this is called ENP for extra, no, I don't know, whatever it is. But it's under a program the city of Dallas allows their police officers to hire out to private organizations. And so he's got a policeman out there that's off duty that patrols his property, and he's arrested guys, but he can't take them downtown because it's not in his patrol car. He can hold them for the police, but even this Dallas cop would call the Dallas police to come pick up this person that he's caught selling drugs or doing some kind of damage, and the police would not come for 30 minutes or so. So they just had to let the guy go. Or I believe also there was an instance where the police did come, but they refused to take him downtown. So this is madness. And these are the things I found out when I was running for office, or at least I became more aware of as a candidate, as I began to focus in on this area. It just became just shocking to me. I don't know, as you can tell, it just still blows my mind. ENP, Expanded Neighborhood Patrol. Is if you've got money, if you're a neighborhood organization, let's say in North Dallas, and you want to have extra police patrol, because when you call the police, they don't come for 30 or 40 minutes. But if you got somebody that's working for you, then you get better protection. So what does that say? That says if you've got the money, you've got better protection. What does that do to South Dallas? Well, isn't this what the city touts all the time? South Dallas is where we need to grow. South Dallas is where we need to put more attention. But yet, that's what they're saying publicly. But privately, what they're doing is exactly the opposite. To be honest, they're screwing South Dallas. There's no way to get around that. Well, we put DPS, the Department of Public Safety, highway troopers, state troopers. They brought them in to patrol in South Dallas. Well, I don't think anybody in South Dallas really had a problem with it, but the fearmongers that benefit off agitating those in a certain area came to city council and said, these DPS troopers are really picking on, and even the DA, what an ignorant DA we have, even he came up and said, yeah, these guys are picking on people out there in South Dallas. They're stopping people for traffic violations and finding out they have a gun in the car that's not registered or whatever, so they get arrested. Yes, to me that seems obvious. But for whatever reasons. Okay, so I wrote an email to all the city council members and said, look, if they don't want them there in South Dallas, bring them over to my neighborhood. I'm fine. I pay my, I've got my traffic, what do you call it, your stickers, and my tags are up to date, and if I got a turn signal out, well, that's my fault. Go ahead, I'll get fined, I don't mind. And you can search oh, no, you're not going to search my car unless you've got a reason to do it. But still, I don't mind them over there. I'd love to be able to walk on the Katy Trail at 5 o'clock in the morning or late in the afternoon or early evening, but right now it's a pretty dangerous place. So I have to stay away from it. And again, let's go down to the DA, our district attorney. Remember, he's for $750. If your offense is stealing something or causes damage that's $750 or less, he doesn't want to deal with it. All right. So to me, if you were a crook or somebody that's want to do something, I'd make sure I'd only do $749 worth of damage. I would just do it once a day, rather than try to do a $3,000 crime spree in one night, because that may get you peached. Okay, but this is when as I began to focus in on all these things, because what is the primary purpose of any government is to keep their subjects, so to speak, lack of a better word, their citizens safe. That is the primary role that they have, is to keep them safe. All these other social justice warrior projects that are going on from the city of Dallas, all that money being wasted on all those projects, these feel-good projects, when they could be going to police and equipment for police and retaining more police and better protection for all of us. But they've gotten away from that, and they are easily swayed by the Dallas Morning News, the Dallas Observer, and the D Magazine. So they put all these social justice warrior projects out there, so those three magazines or those three news outlets will write nice things about them, and they can put that in their websites. What a nice person we are, yet the rest of us walk around Dallas in danger. And speaking of danger, we got some pretty bad streets. That's something I'm going to cover in another episode. I think it's going to be the next one, so stay with me here. So long for now. If you want to give me some feedback, again, it's DallasWatch2020@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Could use some donations to www.returnlee.leepark.org so we can continue this. If you like it, that's a good way to show it. It can be something as simple as $5. Whatever you can manage would be helpful, because this does cost something. So anyway, hope you enjoyed your time here. I promise I'm going to get better. We'll see you next episode. So long.